What else is there to say? We back, baby. Daily Commanders update for 29 July. Let's go. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Daily Commanders update here on Ref the District. I am the Stoner. It is Saturday, July 29th, 2023. Normally we don't have anything on Saturdays, but man, I just can't stop with this whole momentum and everything that's going right with the Commanders. So had to do a weekly wrap of everything going on with the Commanders. Plus, we'll talk about exactly what happened today. We've always got your updates. We've got your Sam Howell tracker. We've got your comings and goings. We've got all of that here for you on Ref the District. Before we get into it, though, as always, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and notification buttons. We appreciate all of you. Get in those comments. We love the comments. So let's get to today first, and then we'll do a weekly kind of wrap up. The biggest thing, of course, we can't stop talking about it. The crowds have been massive, and today was even more massive than usual. The estimates were 10 to 12,000. Look, I was in training camp last year. I'm going again this year later on in August. But last year, sure, there was some decent amount of crowds, but you could probably count them in the hundreds rather than the thousands. They're enthusiastic. But what we saw there today was insane. What you saw in that video prior, that's insane for practice, especially in Ashburn. And they've got a few kinks to work out with traffic control and the buses, the shuttles and all that. Look, they're figuring it out. They've never had to deal with anything like this. Even all the people who are left over from the previous regime, they've never had to deal with crowds like this. So this is a whole new thing for everybody down in Ashburn. And man, it feels good to not be laughed at, to have some respect. And even Ron Rivera addressed the crowd at the end of practice. This is what he had to say.
For being here. Really do appreciate you guys coming out to support the football team, supporting our players. It's a big deal to have you folks back here. It means a lot. Even during the hard times, I know you guys are there, you guys are behind us in spirit. But being out here, our guys seeing it brings energy. It brings a lot of energy. And again, we need that going forward. We need you guys to continue to be here, continue to show your support and love for this football team. And one quick question. Were you not entertained?
What a great Gladiator reference. Were you not entertained? Great Gladiator reference. But it's true. The team does feed off of that energy. It's so important for the team to feel like they're playing not only for their teammates, but they're playing for fans who want to watch them play. So that's been a big theme this whole week. And today was just over the top, just awesome job that the Commanders are doing. It's just a whole new, I don't even know what to feel because it's so new. We haven't felt this way in so long. And am I getting a case of Ashburn syndrome? Absolutely. And I'm not ashamed to say it. On the field, a little bit different, but that's okay. A little bit today. Benjamin St. Juste kind of showed out a little bit today. He's been having a really good camp from everything that beat reporters are saying. So good to see Benjamin St. Juste. Look, if he stays healthy, which he hasn't been able to do his first 2 years, if he stays healthy, he is a difference maker. So you have St. Juste doing well. And, of course, Emmanuel Forbes. Emmanuel Forbes has done nothing but excel since the day he walked in to Commanders Park, whatever they call it down there nowadays. He has done nothing but excel, and the coaches have been so pleased with him. And today he had an awesome pick six interception against Sam Howell, unfortunately for Sam. But let's check that out, that interception here. He jumped a Terry McLaurin crossing route. I believe Quan Martin was getting pressure on. Let's watch it one more time. You can't really see Quan Martin getting pressure on a blitz, and that caused Howell to step up, and he threw a really, really bad pass. I mean, I could have picked that off. I probably wouldn't have been running step for step with Terry McLaurin. But if I had been, I could have picked that off because it was a floater right across the middle. Forbes had no problem grabbing it, taking it to the house. So Forbes has really been showing out. Another bright spot today, Logan Thomas. Man, Logan Thomas, he's becoming a favorite of Sam Howell. A tight end is so important to a young quarterback to be able to know that that tight end is going to sit down in a soft zone, find that opening is so big to a quarterback. And for Sam Howell, Logan has been that guy in camp. He's healthy again for the first time since 2 seasons ago. Last year, he came back maybe a little early, but he's looked really good. Chris Paul has gotten some reps at left guard. Sadiq Charles, first team reps. Sadiq Charles has gotten most of the first team reps at left guard. Chris Paul got some today. It's going to be a good camp battle. But what you want is one of those two to just step up and take it. Not we're going to wait until week 1 till we know who's starting at left guard. You want somebody to take it. But Chris Paul got those snaps, first team snaps today. According to everybody, especially Nikki Javala, who tweeted out, who said offense, woof, not good today. So take that for what it's worth. Again, defense is always ahead of offense, but you'd like to see the offense standing out one of these 2 days. And Nick Gates was hobbled by an ankle on a one of the plays on offense, and so he hobbled off. But it was like a play that was right before they went to special teams drill, so he didn't have to do any more work on that ankle. He says he's fine. I think he's probably fine. So far, so good. Knock on wood. No major injuries so far in 1 week of camp. So that's the big things that happened today. Again, it's just amazing. The crowds have been amazing. Let's go right to the Howell tracker. Okay, we've got our Sam Howell tracker right here, as you can see. Try to ignore the light there. So far in the 3 practices, he's got 2 goods and 1 bad. You probably can't hear me because my thing is blocking me. But so here's the Howell tracker. Today, again, we have good and bad up here, but really it should just be good and not good because we don't want to say that he's been bad. And he hasn't been bad at all. But today, we're going to go with the good or the not so good. Today, the offense was not so good. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to go with the old red marker and mark it under not good. I have it bad. You know what? I'm going to change that at some point. Can I even see? July 29th. I'm putting him in the bad category. You know what? We're going to change that on the fly right now. We're going to just call that not good. I'm going to choke myself. All right. So it's the good and not good for Sam Howell tracker. Today, he goes on the not good line. So in 4 practices, training camp so far, I've got him at 2 good and 2 not so good. Hopefully, he strings together a whole bunch of goods in a row, and we can kind of get a little bit comfortable or at ease with him at quarterback. Comings and goings, no roster announcements today, at least so far. So the roster still sits at 89. They still have 1 spot available. They haven't done anything with it yet. Of course, you know they will. No practice tomorrow. Sunday, no practice, the day off. Get back to it on Monday. And I believe Tuesday, they go in pads for the first time. And so that's when the intensity of training camp really hits, is on Tuesday, August 1st. When August hits, man, the real training camp starts. Just want to kind of give an overall week 1 assessment. Defense has been ahead of the offense. That's to be expected, especially with a young quarterback. But I think if you ask pretty much anybody around the league, they're going to say the defense is ahead of the offense. The offense is just so much more difficult to learn, to understand, to execute, all that. The defense is not as complicated, so the defense is usually ahead of the offense. It's kind of like in baseball, where in spring training, the pitching is always ahead of the hitting, and so just take that for what it's worth. But the standouts have been Forbes has been standing out. De'Ami Brown has stood out. Of course, we talked about Benjamin St. Juste today. He's been standing out. Brian Robinson has stood out. And I think it's safe to say, you know what we say every training camp when we talk about this, Terry McLaurin doesn't kind of get the scrutiny that some of the other players get because he's always doing what Terry McLaurin does. So he doesn't get mentioned as much, but he's out here. He's a pro. He's winning on routes all the time. Even with their best corner right now, which seems to be Forbes, even with Forbes following him everywhere. So you don't hear a lot about Terry, but trust me, Terry's out there dominant. And then the two guys that we're really looking at for injuries are coming back from injuries. Chase Young, Logan Thomas, both seem to be super healthy, no braces, and they are doing extremely well in camp. And then, of course, the big overall story, of course, first full week with Josh Harris and his group as owners. The crowds have responded. The owners have been present. Chants of thank you, Josh. He's been out there. The other owners have been out there. Huge, massive crowds out at training camp in Ashburn. So it's great to see. Man, it's been a great first week. It's been a lot of fun bringing all of these updates and highlights to you all. Hopefully you're checking it out every single day here on Ref the District. Again, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and notification. And again, get in the comments. And if you see something or you don't see something that you want to hear about, let us know, and we'll be sure to keep an eye out for it. So come back to us again on Monday for another edition of Daily Commanders Update. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 7:30. Today's bonus edition on a Saturday. And of course, we're always live at 7:30 p.m. On our flagship program. So it's every day, 7:30 p.m. You know we've got you covered. But until next time, be a fan.